Hello, folks, and welcome to a new We Are VR Variety Review. Today on the show, we have a DVD update. Well, we can start calling these now Blu Ray updates since that's what we mostly get. Maybe we get some DVDs every now and then, but mostly we get Blu Rays. So, this is a Blu Ray update. Haven't had one of these. Can't remember how long it's been. Probably it's been about a year, I would say, maybe even more. But okay, let's get started. These are a couple of the films we picked up over the past couple of months. Okay, first we'll start off with Old Boy, the remake directed by Spike Lee. Henry, you want to talk about this a bit?
Yeah, the Old Boy directed Spike Lee remake with starring Josh Brolin and Charlton Copley and Elizabeth Olsen.
Samuel L. Jackson as well.
Samuel L. Jackson makes an appearance now. This came out, nobody saw it in the theaters, had a limited release, no marketing campaign, but we went to see it because fans of the original, and I'm a huge fan of Josh Brolin, by the way, been doing great work lately. What I can say about this is Josh Brolin is the standout, some very graphic violence, just like the original. Spike Lee does a decent job directing this, moves the pace right along, some pretty disturbing stuff. For those of you who saw the original, you know what we're talking about, but this virtually did nothing at the box office, but I would recommend it. A rent, but we bought it here because we're huge fans of it. But a rent to regular viewers, but I definitely enjoyed this movie. Great acting, as I said. Charlton Copley does a great villainous performance, and Elizabeth Olsen is actually decent. She's been in a couple limited releases, building up her career, and she's been doing great lately, coming up with Godzilla and the Avengers: Age of Ultron. So what I can say about Old Boy is I enjoyed it a lot.
And out of 10, sir?
I enjoyed it a lot, and I would give it a solid, 8 out of 10. I know.
Okay. Yeah. 8 out of 10, same with me. We're not going to both review it because Henry, my brother, will review one, then I will. So Henry reviewed this one, but yeah, I would give this an 8 out of 10 as well. Highly enjoyed it. Josh Brolin gives one of the best performances of his career. Definitely check it out. Okay, next up, we have one of my highly anticipated films of last year, Thor: The Dark World, starring obviously Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tom Hiddleston, and Anthony Hopkins as Odin. Also, you got some supporting casts with Ray Stevenson, Christopher, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, that played the Dark Elf Malekith.
Echelon.
Yeah, Christopher Echelon or something like that. Not sure how to pronounce that, but great cast here as always. Chris Hemsworth does a great job as Thor, as he always does. Can't wait to see what he does next. Avengers: Age of Ultron, looking very forward to him in that, and then I believe he has Heart of the Sea coming up, and Cyber, Michael Mann film, so I know he has a great future in Hollywood. He's a great actor, does a great job here, but film, I think this is better than the original Thor, so do a lot of other people. It got a 65% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not bad. I expected higher, and I wanted it to be higher, but nothing much you can do about that, but I still highly enjoyed it. I personally like this better than Iron Man 3. I personally enjoyed it more than Iron Man 3. Some of the humor was a bit forced in this, which I didn't really like too much, but what can you do? Kat Dennings, I had a problem with her in this, as the first Thor, she wasn't that bad, but in this time around, she gets even worse in my opinion, as many other people have stated on the online forums. I wish they had her character chopped down to about 5 minutes in this movie, but she has like 20-30 minutes, which is excessive in my opinion. But the director, Alan Taylor, known for Game of Thrones, did a great job with this. Great job taking over from Kenneth Branagh. And I can't this was a great film, great action, as I said. Better than the first Thor, and a great Marvel Phase 2 film. I would probably give this a 9 out of 10. Just my only complaint was a bit too much humor. Otherwise, I thought it was a very solid film.
All right.
You, sir, out of 10?
For me, it's a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Just the terrible humor in Iron Man 3 and this that would really, really bog these two movies down.
There wasn't a lot of terrible humor in this, but there was some forced jokes which did not work too well.
Action was good as always, and the costumes and stuff, but 7 out of 10.
Thor 2. Thor: The Dark World.
It was okay.
Check it out, folks. Okay, next film.
Okay, we'll both review this, give a little
next film. This is
insight on this.
Next is my favorite film of the year, and in my opinion,
close for me,
and in my opinion, the best film of the year.
we got
Years a
12
Slave.
Years a Slave from director Steve McQueen. This one Best Picture recently. At the Oscars, just tremendous performances from everyone basically in this cast. Obviously, two standouts are Chiwetel Ejiofor and Michael Fassbender. Both were nominated, and also Lupita. Not sure how to pronounce the last name, but she.
It's called Lupita Nyong'o.
Not sure. She won Best Supporting Actress over Jennifer Lawrence, but it is what that is. It is what it is. But Chiwetel Ejiofor and Michael Fassbender were great. The direction was excellent. This is probably the best look at how brutal slavery was at a bad time in our country.
Yes, and
very rough. But it is definitely worth the watch. I don't say that in a good way, but it's essential viewing for mainly every person.
And I'm glad some high schools are adapting this into their mainstream curriculum.
So that'll be good.
Yeah, so it's
But
as my brother said, very solid directed film. Steve McQueen, can't wait to see what he does next. Without a doubt, easily 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
as I stated,
10 out of 10 as well. Excellent.
Before
movie.
my
Just
favorite
great.
film of the year.
Just great. Just a great movie. Great score. Great direction, as we said. Cinematography is excellent.
And this was nominated for script
And just what a
screenplay
great
as well.
cast. What a great cast.
But yeah, just an excellent film. Definitely check it out if you haven't already.
But pretty brutal. Just to let you know.
Very brutal.
But it is great.
Essential viewing there, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, next is
Okay.
also one of my favorite films of the year, probably in my top 5. Not top 5, probably top 10, folks. Out of the Furnace, starring Christian Bale, Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Forrest Whitaker, William Dafoe, Zoe Saldana, and Sam Shepard. This is directed by Scott Cooper from the previously directed Crazy Heart, which I have not seen yet.
Yeah.
That got excellent reviews. This did not get too good reviews. I believe it holds a 52% on Rotten
53,
Tomatoes.
something like that.
But I still highly enjoyed this. Sorry about the glare, folks. But the acting in this is what I wanted to see this for mainly. Christian Bale, I'll state it now, he's my favorite actor working today. He does an outstanding job in this, just one of the best performances I've ever seen him give. Woody Harrelson does an excellent job, finally back to playing a very villainous role, back to his days of Natural Born Killers. I just thought he was excellent. This is just a typical revenge thriller. It has a very polished script, though. It has some great directing, great cinematography. And I love the way the film looked, very realistic. But all I can say is, if you're a Christian Bale fan, you're definitely gonna want to see that. You're definitely gonna want to see this. I would give this film an 8 out of 10.
Oof.
So, slow in some spots, but if you stick with it, you'll definitely be satisfied with the ending. And I thought it was great.
Yeah, I complete opposite of what he thinks here. This is
he's the biased asshole.
I'd say it was very overrated, but it isn't, because the reviews were middling to begin with. That's why it did nothing at the box office, was forgotten at the Academy Awards. Well, it could have been great potential, great cast, turned into, as he said, a standard revenge tale, and that's what made me very upset. It's a slow movie, it's a depressing movie. It's Christian Bale does great, but it's Woody Harrelson does great. Casey Affleck is my favorite. He's the standout in the movie, but
not even close.
It's as we said, just a standard revenge movie. It ended the way you thought it would. It went all the directions you thought it would, and when it was over, you just said, "Oh well, that was okay." So
But what I also thought the problem was,
it is nothing great by any means.
What I also think the problem was with this film was people were expecting. Or they were having way too high of expectations when going to see this film.
When you got Crazy Heart director, and
Still,
Scott Cooper, it's Christian Bale in there.
Still, folks, if
Forrest Whitaker,
if you go in this with an open mind, folks, I think you will highly enjoy it.
For me, it's what for you?
8 out of 10.
Okay, 8 out of 10 for me. It's a 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I'll give it the benefit of a doubt. 6 out of 10.
Okay, so check it out, folks.
Disappointing.
Check it out, folks. Out of the Furnace.
Disappointing.
Not at all.
Yes, it is. Okay, next we have the much superior movie.
We're not going to make this competition. Just the
much superior movie, Saving Mr. Banks. This is the Disney film starring Emma Thompson, Tom Hanks, and Colin Farrell. Now, Colin Farrell was not mentioned in the marketing campaign, but little spoiler, he's the main role, basically the main point of this story. Saving Mr. Banks, the title, hence the title.
Yep.
But definitely, we went into this thinking it would be a standard Disney movie, some emotional scenes and stuff, but turned out to be much greater than that. Emma Thompson, Tom Hanks, and Colin Farrell were the three great performances in this. Colin Farrell was the biggest surprise, and just great for him. And then the direction was great. They split the movie between. They went from past to present. The director handled those well. As we said, Tom Hanks played a great Walt Disney. Emma Thompson played a great P.L. Travers. Story was done very well. You got Jason Schwartzman and B.J. Novak playing the.
Yes,
I
folks.
forgot what the brothers are called, but the music they wrote and everything from the songs in Mary Poppins, just very enjoyable to see come to life, and it gives some insight on what really goes on about movie making and all the stuff required with the rights,
script writing,
getting the rights to it, the script, the process,
the music.
So great performances, great direction, great music, and it was just brings back memories of when you were watching Mary Poppins as a kid.
Yes, and
it's just a greatly done movie, and for me, it's a 10 out of 10, highest praise possible. I love this movie.
Okay, for me, folks, I highly enjoyed this as well. Tom Hanks, Emma Thompson, and Colin Farrell do excellent work here. Tom Hanks is always good. But this film is directed by John Lee Hancock. He does a great job directing. Also the writing, screenplay is very good. Kelly Marcel and Sue Smith write the script. The film is very, very good. It has some very emotional scenes. Some people say the flashback scenes didn't work that well. I thought they worked excellent. I would give this film, I wouldn't go as high as my brother as a 10 out of 10. I would probably give this an 8.5 out of 10. Highly enjoyable, folks, and many people mistake this as a kid's film. This is not a kid's film whatsoever. This has some very adult themes in it. Definitely, I would say lowest recommended age for kids to see this is probably 13, in my opinion.
And for some reason, this was left out at the Academy Awards for Best Actress, Emma Thompson.
Yeah, but
went either way with supporting actors, Tom Hanks or Colin Farrell. Just a huge fucking miss for the Academy. Best Picture nomination, my God.
Let's keep it clean.
You had, I won't go into that, but
huge
miss for the Academy. This was great.
And it's PG-13, so I don't know what kind of idiots would bring their 5-year-old kids to see this. So they wouldn't even know what's going on. But
so definitely recommend it.
It's an excellent movie, and I'm sure you will be crying in some scenes. But definitely check out Saving Mr. Banks. Okay, next up we have also one of my favorites of the year,
critically acclaimed
American Hustle.
American Hustle
As you can see right there,
David
10 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. Okay, and the cast includes Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner.
Great cast.
And it also has Louis C.K. has a supporting role, directed by David O. Russell, from the acclaimed director behind The Fighter, Silver Linings Playbook, and Three Kings. This film is excellent. It's American classic by all means. It's just one of the best pictures of the year. Yeah. Highly entertaining throughout. This is a great comedy. Believe it or not, it has some great dramatic scenes as well. The script writing here is excellent, as I come to expect from David O. Russell, and the direction is great, as I come to expect from David O. Russell. It is just outstanding here. This could possibly be quite one of his best works. I still enjoy The Fighter a bit more than this, folks, but this and the acting is excellent in this as well. Christian Bale, obviously the leading man right there, folks, is just phenomenal again. He had a tremendous year this year. Well, Out of the Furnace did not perform well at the box office, but this was a massive success. 150 million US domestically and over 250 million worldwide. David O. Russell's biggest commercial film of all time. And I would just have to say I would give this film easily a 10 out of 10. The replay value is excellent on this. I could watch this 10 times easily without it becoming boring whatsoever.
Very entertaining film.
Yeah, and definitely check this out if you want a great entertaining comedy dramatic film.
I will say I personally think Jennifer Lawrence should have taken home the Best Supporting Actress award at the Academy Awards. Just great again. She obviously 2 years ago she won for Silver Linings Playbook Best Actress. I thought this was a great performance. A follow up to that, but it is what it is. But the cast did great together. Everyone had great chemistry, especially Christian Bale with the rest of the players, especially with Bradley Cooper. This is the best I've seen Bradley Cooper. He was my favorite in the film. He plays a great, crazy FBI agent, and just very entertaining to watch him and evolve as an actor. But as we said, David O. Russell, another very solid movie, and looking forward to what he does next.
Yep. Okay, so check out American Hustle, folks. Next up, we have. This is personally my second favorite film of the year, right behind 12 Years a Slave. It was a close call, but I just like 12 Years a Slave. It's just the best film of the year, but this comes in a very close second in my opinion, folks. That's just my opinion. The Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Martin Scorsese film,
Yep.
but this also has a huge impressive cast as well. Matthew McConaughey has a good 10-minute scene in the beginning, which is great. Jonah Hill, Kyle Chandler is great, and Margot Robbie, Australian actress. I mean, I don't know how far her career is gonna go, but she was pretty good in this from what I saw. I would say she has a decent future in Hollywood. But on to Leonardo DiCaprio. This, I believe, is his best performance to date, as many people have said. This is definitely his craziest performance, and the comedy the physical comedy he delivers in this is outstanding as well, folks. But Jonah Hill as well, he got the Academy Award for supporting actor, which I think he was
nomination.
Nomination. He was phenomenal in this as well. He is just proving himself to be an excellent actor, just not a comedian. And Matthew McConaughey, as I said, has a great 10-minute scene in the beginning with Leonardo DiCaprio. I won't spoil it for you. But if you haven't seen this movie, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for to see this. It's just hilarious throughout, not to mention the runtime of 3 hours, folks. One of the longest films in cinema history that I've ever seen in theaters. And I would give this film easily a 10 out of 10. Held my attention throughout. Did not get boring at all, and the script written by Terrence Winter was just fantastic, and Martin Scorsese once again pulls off one of the best American classic in my opinion. And this is based on the book by Jordan Belfort. Of course, we should really hate the characters in this film because of what they did to hardworking innocent people. They ripped them off, but you just can't help but seem to love these characters in the film.
Okay, this film could have trimmed off easily 30 minutes, 45 minutes, a bit excessive, excessive running time, excessive nudity, drug use, all of that stuff gets a bit excessive now. I will say you definitely need to show some of that because it's obviously based on Jordan Belfort's real life, and that's actually what he did and stuff, but just, after the third or fourth sex scene with excessive nudity, excessive drug use, it gets a bit repetitive and could have trimmed off at least half an hour, 45 minutes. But very energetic filmmaking. Martin Scorsese continues to impress at his old age. Leonardo DiCaprio is great. He does a lot of yelling and cursing, but plays the character greatly. The best performance I've seen from him. You can't help but love it. And Jonah Hill, the supporting players, Matthew McConaughey, great standout scene in the beginning, but as I said, just a bit excessive. Could have trimmed down the runtime by a little bit. But Martin Scorsese continues to impress at his old age, and this turned out to be one of the most entertaining, energetic films of the year. And we knew it wouldn't win any Academy Awards, but
just a bit too much controversy.
Glad it was nominated. It definitely deserves it, and it's an entertaining movie. If you're offended by sex, nudity, or drug use, cursing, I would definitely not rent this, but. It's a fun time based on a true story, so it makes it all the more fun that this actually happened. Obviously, he got what it was coming to him. He had to pay for all this. Jordan Belfort, you can look him up. Interesting story, but just a very entertaining movie.
And out of 10, sir?
8 out of 10. Just could have used a bit. Could have trimmed off a couple of the scenes in there.
Okay, and there is the Wolf of Wall Street. Definitely check it out, folks. You will not be disappointed. Okay, next on the list. We recently just picked these up. We'll say those two for last.
I'll start off with this.
Another Academy Award nominated film
we have is Gravity.
Gravity.
This is the great movie here. This came out, surprised everyone. Turned out to be a box office phenomenon domestically and overseas. Worldwide, it did over $700 million at the box office. Sandra Bullock, George Clooney. Sandra Bullock really carries the film. George Clooney's in it for the first half an hour. Won't spoil what happens to him, but mostly everyone's seen it. But great. They did great together. They had good chemistry. Then Sandra Bullock had to carry most of the film by herself. And she just keeps doing great work. The direction from Alfonso Cuarón. He won Best Director at the Academy Awards. There's no reason why, because he did great. The direction is great. This all took place Some people actually thought it took place in space, and it actually looks at real. Great effects, some of the best effects in recent memory. It's all green screen and
Stop
some
talking so loud.
sets, some other scenes, some other use of technology, but just an amazing experience. It's more of an experience than a movie. The story is light. It's just basically surviving in space, but it is just one great experience, and you definitely have to see it on the biggest screen you can. I know it's not in theaters now, but on IMAX it was great. But yeah, just a great movie and very fun thrill ride. It's a thrill ride.
Out of 10, sir.
I'm not gonna go that high. I'm gonna give it a 8
I
out.
said out of 10.
I'm not gonna go that high. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's not
Okay, that's
light on the dialogue. Some of the dialogue was a bit iffy, but and the story was kind of
it's a simple story.
virtually simple story, but definitely for the experience and just the direction of it, it is fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
My view on this film, I did not go see this in theaters. It's a good
What a
movie.
shame, what a shame.
It's a good movie. It's has outstanding effects. That's really all I took from this film. The outstanding effects. The acting is acting in this. I don't think Sandra Bullock or Sandra Bullock or George Clooney did outstanding jobs. They did good jobs. They did what they were supposed to do. Alfonso Cuarón, though, does an amazing job directing this, and I'm glad he won. That's really all I have to say about this film, folks.
What a great,
it's a
great
good space epic, but for me, it's a one-time viewing. So there it is.
Do you want to tell?
Check out Gravity.
Do you want to tell people what you saw instead? Runner.
Okay, next we have. We just picked these up recently last night. 47 Ronin. I'll talk about this first now. 47 Ronin, starring Keanu Reeves, also a bunch of other people that I have no clue what their names are at the moment. But this film was a massive budget. Had a budget of $175 million, with easily over $200 with the marketing costs. But this stars, as I said, Keanu Reeves. He hasn't done a major film like this since, I believe, was it Lake House?
Last major movie
or
was,
Street Kings, I believe.
Yep, Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah,
Street
Day the Earth
Kings
Stood
and
Still.
Day the Earth Stood Still in both in 2008.
He's perfect for the role, as his experience with The Matrix. I thought he did a good job in this. Definitely had some pretty impressive action scenes. I left the theater though disappointed a bit. I thought this would have had a bit more to it. But it was a good movie. It's enjoyable if you like samurai stuff. If you like some big action set pieces, some nice creature designs in this, and some very good visual effects. Otherwise, that I would get. I wouldn't say there's too much to this movie. The script is decent. The acting is good by Keanu Reeves and all the other people, which I do not know the names as of right now. They do what they are supposed to do. Not really any outstanding performances in this by any means, but as I said, some pretty good special effects and some good action scenes. Overall, I would give this a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with a 7 out of 10. A bit disappointing, as we said. Could have been something great, but they went the PG-13 route, kind of had to water it down.
Back a bit.
Big fantasy elements in this, which I don't mind. I'm a huge fan of big spectacle, big budget movies. The effects were great. It was entertaining. Bit slow in parts, but Keanu Reeves, his performance was fine. Nothing too great, but he does great as always. I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves. The supporting players all did well. But yeah, what could have been just a great 47 Ronin tale, a great samurai movie, ends up being just a big kind of waste of $175 million in the end. Fairly entertaining, but
solid effort, folks. But
solid effort, but just came out disappointing.
Yeah,
just a bit disappointing.
6.5 out of 10 for
7
me.
out of 10.
7 out of 10. So if you want to, check out 47 Ronin.
I would rent it.
Rent, folks.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, or if you maybe down the line buy it for cheap, 10, 15 bucks.
Okay.
Next we have
Last but
certainly not least, folks. We just picked this up last night as well. Best Buy. We got Anchorman: The Legend Continues. I'll talk about this first. They waited 9 years to release this highly anticipated sequel, folks. This stars, as we all know, Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, David Koshner, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And then it has Megan Good in its supporting role. James Marsden, funny supporting role.
Kristen Wiig.
So fun supporting role,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other people. Well, and the
big fight.
the big fight. I won't spoil that for you
Just
if
a
you haven't
great-
seen it.
Great
but
funny scene.
they've upped the jokes from the
Yeah.
first one, up the big fight scene with all
Now-
the news reporters, hugely from the first one. In my opinion, I don't know how. I don't know if this is better than the first, but I enjoyed it.
It's at least it's at least on par with it. It's
And I would have to say I enjoyed this more than the first. I don't know, as I said, I don't know if it's better than the first one, but when I saw it first time in the theaters, I enjoyed it more than the first. But this is a great film. The comedy in this is excellent. One of the best comedies of the year, and I would go as far as to say one of the best comedies of the last decade. I wouldn't call it in the top 10, but it's definitely a very good comedy of the last decade. Highly enjoyable. You will be laughing your ass off throughout the damn movie. And we have not seen this the new right here, folks. We have not seen this yet.
Great about this
This
Blu Ray here.
This comes with three versions: the
Three
original,
versions.
the unrated, and the super-sized rated R version, which is 143 minutes with entire new jokes. We have not seen that yet, so we're looking forward to watching that. But what I can say about the theatrical version was that I was laughing my ass off throughout the movie. All four of these main guys on the cover here do a great job. And Adam McKay, he's just a great comedy director, I think. And I would just give this film, I would give this film a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
For the
for me, it's
comedy factor.
9 out of 10 as well. What was great about it expanded on the first one. They waited a while, but it had a bigger budget. All these guys became huge after the first Anchorman, so now they're all established. Great. They expanded on the first movie. It was a funny satire of the 24-hour news network, which I thought was great. Because today we have, news, CNN, all this
running
crap,
24
all
hours
this crap,
today.
running 24 hours, running stories that don't even make any sense. So
Yeah,
great satire on the news today. It tells it
basically
really how it is.
involves how on the news that people believe everything they see on the news, which was a funny aspect of the film.
So just a great satire on that. As we said, all the players are great. Will Ferrell, once again, everybody in the cast is great. And as we said, we still have not seen the two other versions, but the theatrical PG-13 rated was it's fine. PG-13 can still allow some great comedy.
It was hilarious. That's all you need to know, folks.
Yeah, but overall, Anchorman 2 is definitely a worthy follow-up to the first one, and very happy that they made it after all this time. Definitely enjoyed it.
9 out of 10. You said 9 and 9 for me.
9 out of 10.
Okay, that's all for our DVD update today, folks.
No, basically no negative reviews today, because, we're pretty forgiving movie critics, but, we enjoy most things, but...
And we usually don't buy shit on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Basically.
Buy shitty movies on Blu-ray, folks.
Basically, but
as again, the few of them...
Those are the... Yep. Pretty good.
There they all are. The bottom one is Old Boy, and the middle one is Out of the Furnace. I can't see the title. But there you go. Our Blu-ray's
Blu-ray
there.
update.
Okay, folks,
This
and
is,
we will definitely see you a lot sooner than we did this previous
Been a
gap.
couple of months here. Way too long, to say the least. But
Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's decent. It's a long video here, but thanks for watching, and we'll
see you next time on
folks.
another
We
are
Are
VR Variety Review.
Go,
See you, folks,
folks.
next time. See you.
Next time.